Okay, let's dive into this. If you're looking to unlock international job opportunities, maybe secure that big promotion, or even graduate from a top university, you are absolutely in the right place today. We're going to break down everything you need to know to completely master the TOEIC Listening and Reading test. This exam is essentially the global standard for measuring workplace English, and I am incredibly excited to help you prepare for it and conquer it. First things first, we really need to respect the sheer size of the challenge ahead. The TOEIC test is massive. We're talking 200 questions that you have to answer in exactly 120 minutes. If you do the math on that, it means you literally have less than 40 seconds per question. Because of this incredibly strict time limit, managing your time correctly is honestly just as important as your actual English skills. You can't just know the language. You've got to be fast, focused, and highly strategic. It's basically a marathon run at a sprinter's pace. So, here's our roadmap for today's explainer, taking us chronologically right through test day. 1. Smart preparation and mindset. 2. Mastering the listening test. 3. Conquering the reading test. 4. Common mistakes to avoid. And finally, 5. Final tips for success. Let's kick things off with Section 1, Smart Preparation and Mindset. Success really starts long before you ever step foot in that exam room. And this brilliantly illustrates a huge part of that preparation, the difference between passive listening and active listening. Now, passive listening is just having some English music or a podcast playing in the background while you're cooking or cleaning. It's nice, sure, but it doesn't really build test skills. Active listening, on the other hand, means you're actually analyzing the sentence structures. You're listening, you're taking detailed notes, and you're comparing what you just heard with a written transcript to see exactly what you missed. If you want to boost that TOEIC score, active listening is the way to go. To build a truly smart study plan, you'll want to follow these 5 essential steps. Number 1, evaluate your current level by taking a full practice test. You've got to know your baseline. Number 2, maintain daily study habits. Trust me, even 30 minutes a day is so much better than cramming for a week and then burning out. Number 3, immerse yourself. Change your phone's language setting, read the news in English, just make it a part of your daily life. Number 4, practice with timed tests at home so your brain actually gets used to that intense 2-hour limit. And number 5, track and correct your errors. Remember, practice only makes perfect if you're actually learning from your mistakes. Moving right along to Section 2, Mastering the Listening Test. Let's move to the actual exam and see how this builds your strategy. The test kicks off with the 45-minute listening section, and there are absolutely no breaks, so you need a sharp game plan from second 1. Starting with Part 1, photographs. Step 1 is the pre-scan. Before the audio even plays, use that short preview time to really look at the picture. Step 2, identify the key details. Who is in the photo? What are they doing? Where are they? Step 3, listen closely for present continuous verbs. You know, those ing words, like the man is holding a document or they are sitting. Matching the visual action to those specific verbs is your golden ticket here. And for Part 1, you absolutely must remember this crucial rule. Only trust what you can see. I mean it. Never guess things that aren't clearly visible in the picture. If an answer choice describes something that you cannot literally see with your own 2 eyes, toss it out. It's wrong. Don't make assumptions about what happened right before the photo was taken or what might happen after. All right, Part 2 is question response. You'll hear a short question or statement followed by 3 spoken responses. This part moves so quickly. Your best bet here? Focus completely on the very first word of the question. Words like who, what, where, and when give you the biggest clue possible. For instance, if you hear the word where right off the bat, you instantly know you're hunting for a location, like in the lobby, not a time or a person's name. Catch that first word and you're halfway there. Then we get to Parts 3 and 4, which are the longer conversations and talks. Here's how you tackle them. First, figure out the speaker's purpose right away. Why are they even talking? Second, keep an ear out for transition words like however or therefore. They usually signal that the really important stuff is coming up next. Third, and this is a big one, identify synonyms and paraphrasing. The correct answers will almost always restate the audio using totally different vocabulary. Fourth, watch the overall context. And fifth, please don't try to remember every single word. You'll just overwhelm yourself. Focus on the main message. Okay, shifting gears now to Section 3, Conquering the Reading Test. As soon as listening ends, boom, you're straight into the 75-minute reading section. And honestly, the clock becomes your biggest enemy here. So the crucial point is allocating your time correctly so you don't run out of minutes before the hardest part. The goal is to spend just 10 to 12 minutes on Part 5, incomplete sentences, then another 10 to 12 minutes on Part 6, text completion. Sticking to this strict pacing leaves you a full 40 minutes for Part 7, reading comprehension, which is definitely the longest, most exhausting stretch of the whole exam. Now, one of the worst traps you can fall into here is trying to mentally translate every single word into your native language. It's a huge time waster. It exhausts your brain and makes you lose sight of the main idea entirely. Instead, you've got to master skimming and scanning. Skimming lets you grab the main idea quickly by just reading the first and last sentences of a paragraph. Scanning is when you dart your eyes across the page searching for specific details, like a price or a date. Part 7 throws single, double, and even triple passages at you. To survive this, always read the questions first. That way, you know exactly what you're hunting for before you dive into a wall of text. Next, skim the passages to get the gist. When you're dealing with multiple texts, spot keywords that link the documents together. And finally, dig for contextual clues. The answer often isn't just sitting in one spot. It's implied by connecting two things, like matching a name on an email complaint to a specific item number on a receipt.
Moving into Section 4, Common Mistakes to Avoid. Let's look at the traps ahead.
Even the most prepared test takers stumble here. Mistake number 1, dwelling on past questions. If you get confused, just let it go and move on. Number 2, running out of time because you didn't practice with a clock. Number 3, getting paralyzed by unfamiliar words. Don't let one weird vocabulary word stop you. Focus on the broader meaning of the sentence. Number 4, ignoring grammar context in the reading section. And number 5, panicking and guessing randomly instead of strategically. Staying calm and keeping your pace is absolutely vital. When we say guessing strategically, we're talking about the elimination method. This is such a powerful tool. Because the TOEIC is totally multiple choice, the right answer is always literally sitting right in front of you. So if you're stuck, don't just blindly pick a letter. Look at the options and systematically throw out the ones that are obviously illogical or grammatically wrong. By crossing out just 1 or 2 bad options, your odds of nailing the right answer go way up.
And that brings us to Section 5, Final Tips for Success.
We've covered a ton of ground today, but as we wrap up, I want to share something that should hopefully relieve some of your anxiety. Now, what's really interesting about this is that a lot of people panic because the test talks about corporate offices or budget meetings or supply chains. But remember, it's not testing your business skills. You only need your knowledge of English. You don't need an MBA or technical business knowledge to ace this. Just focus on your core English communication. So you know the format, you've got the strategies, and you know exactly which traps to avoid. But here is my final question for you. Once you conquer these 200 questions and you're holding that TOEIC certificate, what new doors are going to open for you? Is it that big promotion? A dream job abroad? The strategies are officially in your hands. Now it's time to build your future through consistent daily practice. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and happy studying.